2, 1. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I'm pretty sure we're on the internet. If not, then I'm just going to be talking to myself for a minute. How's it going? Welcome to today's episode of TableTakes. I'm your host today because we all made a bad decision. And with us, we have our stalwart crew who's going to guide us through all the happenings and the news of the TTRPG community. So let's check in on them and see how everybody's week has been. Emma, how's your week been?
I made a mistake. I talked to my friend and they're like, I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley lately. And I'm like, oh, I remember playing that game. I haven't played in a really long time. I wonder why I stopped. And then I started a new save, and then I played a lot of Stardew Valley, and it was many hours, because it's just like you're trying to keep everyone happy. You have so much work to do. You can't stop, because it's like the end of the day, and you're like, oh shoot, well I gotta give Gus his birthday present. If I leave now, I'm not gonna remember when I come back to give Gus his birthday present. So yeah,
these are not even like first world problems. They're like the softest problems you could possibly have. Also, the Animal Crossing update just happened, so now you have even softer problems.
I mean, well, I think we need to ask the most important question here: Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing? Which was better? We decide right now.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Because Animal Crossing has a bunch of my favorite characters. Stardew Valley, it's all right.
There, Stardew Valley is definitely more gamey, like more as like a gamey brain person. It's more like that addictive quality, which I think Animal Crossing does have to some extent. Like there's a lot of stuff to do, but Stardew Valley is much more like grabs hold of you. Like you will stay here and do all the stuff, and you got to maximize your time every single day, or else blah. And Animal Crossing is like you can go and hang out there, still doing a lot of stuff, but just chill out a little bit. Sit on the beach for a little while, look at the stars.
So we heard from Izzy. Izzy is Animal Crossing. Emma is also Animal Crossing. Is Animal Crossing getting a clean sweep, Bonsai? And also, after you answer, how's your week been?
Okay. So one, I did a quick check on how much hours I did compared to. I know how much Animal Crossing I did and versus Stardew Valley. So unfortunately, it looks like Animal Crossing's winner because I put more hours into it.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Clean sweep. I've never played Stardew Valley, so I'm picking Animal Crossing as well. How's your week been?
It's good. My oldest little sister, because I'm the oldest, but the youngest sister after that. It's complicated. But yeah, she's
the
here.
Little middle.
The little middle. She's here visiting me in town, so I've been dragging her around when I can. She finished her MBA, so that's why she's hanging out for a little while. Yay!
Oh, congrats. Okay.
I know, right? I was like, that's a big thing. You just finished it. But yeah. And then I'm also going to expose her. So now that she's here, I'm exposing her to RPG because she was never really into that. She's like more of like, I'm going to go play rugby. And so now I'm like, you're here at my house. You're going to play RPGs. And we're going to be playing
inside. Close
the
curtains.
inside. What are you doing?
Don't touch the grass. Awesome.
Great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Izzy, how about you? How's your week been?
I've been in an incredible amount of pain. Thanks for asking. I am a human woman, which means that once a month, once a lunar cycle, my body rebels against me for not providing it with a fetus. That's the most graphic way. It's true. My body craves insemination.
You're purging the devil.
And I have not provided it to it. and my body is punishing me for it. And yeah, it's been really rough. I've been in the bed with hot water pad and my cat on me, which has been great. And I've just been watching just a ton of real ghost caught on footage videos, my favorite kinds of videos to watch. A bunch of like, do you see it? And then they zoom in and then they circle on it and you're like, yeah, man, I see it. I see it right there. I saw that the door swing open. They're like, did you see it? And then they do that. It's so loud. And then I knew that the Animal Crossing update was happening. So I dusted off the old Nintendo Switch and got back into Animal Crossing My Village, cleaned out, squashed all my cockroaches, which was super embarrassing. And then, every single time that my villagers were like, where have you been? I'd be like, where have you been? And then push them out of my way.
I've been here waiting for you. I miss you so much. Why did you leave me?
They make you feel so bad. They make you feel like you're so negligent.
I did not know that if you leave the game for a while, you get cockroaches. So I am afraid of what my island probably looks like. Because I never really got far. But wishing you a speedy recovery. I should be the host.
Good luck on your future insemination there, friend.
And for the show's notes as to how my week has been, the notes just say hentai with 32 exclamation marks. So we're just gonna leave it there.
You don't want to know. We're just gonna move on.
And we're just gonna move right.
Bring it back.
We're gonna move right along into the news and check out some of the headlines that we got going on here. So I can't think of a clever transition. So once I take it away with some awesome stuff that's happening this weekend.
This is Nora's first time hosting, and
I am panicking.
Panic. It's okay. You want to know what? You like free stuff? It's gonna be free RPG day this weekend. So hey, if you guys already know, let's do a little boop, 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 rewind background. Free RPG, of course, has been around since 2007, but this event called Gaming Days has been formed about 2019, like officially. Boom boom. It's basically you get an opportunity to call up your friendly local gaming store, see what cool swag they have for giveaways, and then like make an appointment to go ahead and do some RPGs, jump into a random game with some people, especially if you're maybe new to an area, or maybe you're finally getting out of your hermit hole that is the pandemic that is still going on. By the way, please be vaccinated and cover your mask, wash your hands. But yeah, there's also, so it occurs annually, 500 stores worldwide. So please just look up on your friendly local gaming, like tap, go ahead and look at freerpgday.com to find out which retail stores are working with them. Also, what is it called? There's also going to be a board game expo, also called BGX. It's going to be their newest event. It's going to be hosted at a select group of North American retailers starting in April. So that's something you can also look forward to if you can't make Free RPG Day this week. Hey, there's some event coming out in April. There's a lot of various different brands working with them. Just go ahead and check out the website so you can know specifically what brands are going to be there. One of them that we can go ahead and tell you about is WizKids reveals free, like basically their exclusive D&D encounter. It comes, okay, one, you guys want to know what the cool thing is? You guys, it comes with a grim cottage encounter. So yes, if you very nice. It's a paper craft that you can build, a 2-story paper craft you can build and cover, and it also comes with a night tag, Baba Yaga kind of looking thing with their sweet gingerbread behind their products, and it's just, yeah, if you, this Cottage Sugar Plum Horrors sample size product, if that's something that you think is pretty good and you want to dive into the old cottage in the woods with creepy old lady and gingerbread men, why don't you go ahead and check it out for the WizKids?
Yeah, and it looks like in chat, they have a TikTok. Tabletop Santa runs the TikTok for Free RPG Day. So if you want to get more information and more content, you can check that out. As someone who has worked retail during Free RPG Days, I do just want to go ahead and put out there, As Bonsai said, not every store does it. So check beforehand and don't get mad when you show up and they don't have anything. And obviously supplies are limited because these are physical things. So if you show up and they have run out of the thing that you want, be very, very kind and gentle to them. Board game retailer, and especially the retail staff that work there are just having a hell of a time with it. Coming up with the Washington vaccine mandates, if you are local here in Washington or in Seattle, you're gonna have an even tougher time checking and making sure to keep us all safe. So be kind to them. Don't be pounding on the doors before they open. Be gentle and get some awesome free stuff.
Yeah, I mean, good rule of thumb is to remember that your fellow retail worker is just like you. They're just at a job, so don't be a dick. Because it doesn't pay to be a bad guy, because if you're a bad guy, then sometimes a bounty hunter might get you. And speaking of bounty hunters, we've got news on the official Cowboy Bebop Tabletop RPG, which is going to drop out in the hyperspace and onto Kickstarter in 2022. That wasn't a bad transition. Say so, what's up? It's going to be officially, it's an officially licensed TTRPG adaptation of the Cowboy Bebop anime. It's been announced ahead of its Kickstarter campaign, which is going to happen next year. The publisher who are working on it work directly with Sunrise, the studio that produced the original show. And they say that they hope to have the book on shelves by the end of next year. A core rule book is being published by a partnership with a Paris-based Don't Panic Games and Mana Project Studio out of Italy. The pair announced that Cowboy Bebop role-playing game. They announced it October 11th, saying that players are going to live through their own stories of bounty hunters in space in a jazzy universe blending Western, film noir, and buddy cop movies, accompanied by one of the best anime soundtracks in history, I'll say, of all time. And if you argue with me, you're just wrong. Don't Panic has worked with Sunrise, the Japanese animation studio that has originally produced Cowboy Bebop for TV. In the past, and on such titles as Attack on Titan, Last Stand, Naruto, Ninja Arena. In fact, this is going to be the second time both companies have collaborated on a Cowboy Bebop-based game, as Don't Panic published the 2019 card game Cowboy Bebop Space Serenade. I think you could put any two words after Cowboy Bebop and it's going to sound dope.
Well, because Space Serenade was an episode title, so it was like not technically copyright infringement because they're just two random words, but you get the reference.
I mean, you could even put Cowboy Bebop Beluga Whale. Like that could be a title and it still sounds dope. I'm fully invested.
No, all the episodes are references to specific things. You're a fake fan, Noir. You don't know.
Whoa, Isabella with a crack. Wow.
Isabella been pulling. No, time out. Isabella been pulling my card all day. And you know what? My feelings are getting. No, I'm just kidding. Those attending the Essence Spiel this year can visit Don't Panic Games booth for more information on the upcoming title. The Kickstarter campaign for Cowboy Bebop is going to launch again 2022 with pricing and release dates likely not coming until that point.
I have a question. As a new, I'm not a fake Cowboy Bebop fan because I'm new.
Not like
I will
me.
just put out there. I don't know anything because I just started watching it. And you mentioned you can go and catch the criminals as the bounty hunter. But from the episodes I've seen so far, they don't ever really seem to catch anybody. I don't want spoilers or anything, but I don't know if maybe eventually.
Here's the thing is like what you're supposed to, because I just recently introduced Cowboy Bebop for the first time to somebody else for the first time too. And their impression of it was that these are the worst bounty hunters in the galaxy.
I mean, they kind of are.
But it's
But here's the thing that I think is that you're only seeing like select episodes, select bounties that have the like really good, interesting stories. And what you're not seeing are just the characters, the bounties that they catch in like 15 minutes where they just go in and arrest the people and get their money.
Yeah.
Those are not interesting. You want to see the ones that have like long backstories and like when they shot a child and stuff like that. Sorry. But
Wow,
like,
you making this transition really hard. Like, speaking of shooting children, no, I'm kidding.
okay, but wait. Before you move on, you're moving on too fast.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's definitely not the transition.
There's an episode called Sympathy for the Devil, and it's really, really good. It's not what you think it is, but it's really, really good. So Cowboy Bebop. No, so I just introduced this to somebody else. And I think like what you get to do is like, it's kind of the same thing as the TV show where like, sometimes you're not that successful at catching the bounties. That would be my guess, is like you're trying to succeed, but the bounties are pretty tricky, just like they are in the show, where like what we just watched, the one where it was like a space terrorist where they were going to turn Ganymede into monkeys. Do you guys remember that one? No, you don't remember that one?
I'm not gotten that far yet.
I'm the only real fan here.
Yeah, it's the only one we're all just, it's also because it's been so long since Toonami's been out and I haven't rewatched all the episodes.
I was just a wee little lad when I watched
little
Cowboy
lad,
Bebop.
yeah.
And I did
You were 29 when that
I did my little lad dance.
I bought the PSP copy of the Cowboy Bebop singular movie, okay? That's pretty solid. I still have that PSP
That's true,
copy.
because it came out in what, like 1999, 2000, which is so wild to think that it came out so long ago. I will agree with you, Noir, that it has the greatest soundtrack. Yoko Kanno is the greatest composer of film of all time. I think that she could take John Williams in a fight. I think that Yoko Kanno could make the Star Wars theme song, but John Williams could not make Bad Dog No Biscuit, which is one of my favorite songs from Cowboy Bebop. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there.
Now I'm just imagining like a giant composer, Hell in a Cell with like Hans Zimmer over here. Like, anyway.
Composing for their life.
I think the thing now we're noticing the trend is if Netflix takes it over, eventually there'll be an RPG coming out. I think that's the signal. Like Avatar and Korra got to Netflix, then the Avatar RPG. Now, oh dog, okay, I know he's sea green. See, yeah, now Cowboy Bebop's coming to Netflix. RPGs. There's some nerds in Netflix. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of things coming to streaming services, hey, the official Critical Role campaign is on its way from the publishers of D&D. Also, Critical Role has announced that the Call of the Netherdeep, which is available right now for pre-order, and it's been worked on by some really amazing people in the space. And I just want to put a special call out to my friend Latia Keys, who also worked on it. I'm so super duper proud of her. Like, I remember being in high school with her, and now she's out here writing Critical Role. If any of the critics have anything negative to say, I will be throwing hands in the chat. So I think we have some more exciting news to get to, and for that, this is the opposite of needing to throw hands in chat. This is hands working together for a purpose. So, Emma, why don't you tell us what many hands can do?
Yeah, we dedicate a lot of time in this show to exploring the issues in the industry, and we often have bad news to talk about and problematic people to talk about. But today we get to talk about something exciting and good things happening, and that is Paizo has unionized. It was announced on Twitter this Thursday that 30-ish people were forming a union, the United Paizo Workers. These workers represent a strong majority of eligible employees, which likely excludes freelancers, as there's rules for how these things work. I saw the tweets when they're coming out. There's not a lot of details right now. And first of all, like, we had talked about this a week or two ago about some of the bad working conditions that they were working under. And this is kind of an issue, not inherent to all tabletop games companies, but tabletop games people are kind of known for publishing companies as saying like there's not a lot of money in games and it's a passion industry. So a lot of people work in conditions that they wouldn't otherwise do because they're just so excited to be parts of things. And unfortunately, that means that people can be taken advantage of. We had talked about some of the really bad things that were happening at Paizo, some people had quit and kind of surfaced issues that were going on. And this is a big thing for them to come together. It's a risky thing. You might have worked your whole life to get to the position where you're in your dream job, and you're risking it now, not just for yourself, but collectively for the people that you are working with. So incredibly strong and brave people here coming together. And they have some details. I think we can post the tweet or look it up on Twitter, because there was a outpouring of support when the issues first came up, and now as well. You don't jump to conclusions here. I think a lot of people, especially the past couple of years, people have been learning that bad things happen and want to come out and help these things, and don't necessarily, I'm going to boycott, I'm going to talk about all the bad stuff. They have specific things that they're looking for to help. For the time being, they only want Paizo to voluntarily recognize the union, and more details are coming out ahead of time. So don't jump the gun here necessarily. Don't start your own boycott, because that can actually be negatively affect when people are trying to apply pressure. If you continue to buy the products, it puts pressure on the company, and if people are, then they'll see there's a huge demand here. We need our workers to be here and working on things. The biggest thing is listening. If you want to contribute, if you want to help out, just be very open ears and listen to exactly what they're saying and exactly what they're looking for help.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first board game company to unionize, I think. I don't think that any other, I think that there have been strikes. I don't know if anybody else has unionized. I know that there's a couple of video game companies that have also tried, but I think this is great. This is part of strike season. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're in a workers' labor revolution right now. We are seizing the means of production.
Nabisco, John Deere, let's get it.
Frito-Lay, Kellogg, okay, IATSE for people who work in the film industry. IATSE just approved their strike. They're going on strike on Monday. That means everything is shut down. That means no wardrobe, no hair, no styling, no lights, no sound, nothing. Nothing's getting made, okay, until the workers have their demands met. We are in a labor uprising, comrades. We're doing it. Okay, grab your sickle and your hammer. We are rising up. We're doing it. We're getting health insurance. We're getting vision and dental, you guys.
The time CEOs have 160% more salary than the average workers coming to an end. Let's get it.
We're doing it, everybody. We're getting mandatory bathroom breaks and lunch, everyone. I'm just very excited for this, because it's like, we've been having terrible working conditions since Reagan. Okay,
Reagan. Trickle down was a trick.
It was a trick. It was a scam. Not to get political on this tabletop show, okay? But it's great things for overall. I think that Paizo showing the power of unionization and how fast things were going so wrong for them. Just a month ago, we were talking about Paizo, and for them to organize and for them to unionize so quickly, I think will show other companies how important this is for their workers, especially because so many of us are working in this industry, not because it pays good or there's great benefits, but because we love it, which makes it easier for us to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And so I think that this is great. I hope that the other comrades will grab their sickles, grab their handles. Okay, back in the old days, Grandpa used to burn down the factory if they didn't give him enough time off. Okay, the reason why we have the weekends is because Grandpa said he was going to burn down the factory if he didn't get
and I would just
weekend.
like to mention that the labor union that got us weekends was in Chicago. Just putting that out there.
Wow.
And the last thing I want to just to double down on before we move on, back to Emma's point, the most effective support is informed support. So when you hear about these strikes, when you hear about all of this stuff going on, before you do anything to support, please read, do your research, listen to the people that are running this to find the best way to support them. And that's key with any sort of activism. Okay. So speaking of support, I know that I need support during spooky stuff, and I can't think of anything spookier than Resident Evil. So let's go to our spooky queen, Isabella. Tell us about it.
Spooky. All right, you guys. There's even more Resident Evil news. You might have seen that the new Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City trailer just dropped this week, and we also have news. It doesn't look that great, but that's neither here nor there. They also dropped news for a new card game as well. This is also based off of the very first Resident Evil game. There seems to be a lot of interest now in sort of rebooting. If you've seen the Mila Jovovich movies, that had nothing to do with Resident Evil whatsoever. That was a whole completely different thing. And there seems to be more interest in actually going back to the original games. So in this card game, you can either play as Chris Renfield or you could play as Jill Valentine. And basically it's in the style of sort of when you would play on your PS1 and you would get to a really hard part and you'd be like, here you go, friend, play this part for me because the zombies are munching on my face. I can't do this. I can't solve the thing. And so it's the same sort of pass the controller style where you have not an individual character, but you, Chris is a bae. Okay, you want to talk about as Zaddy? Sorry, that's neither here nor there. Basically, there's only 2 characters, and you guys get to pass around control of the characters. The cards are in the layout of the mansion. If you know the whole plot line of the first Resident Evil, you're stuck inside of a mansion where all kinds of spooky things happen. And as you go through the mansion, you flip over the cards to see what's inside of each room. Maybe there's a zombie inside of a room. Maybe there's some herbs. Maybe there's some shotgun shells. Better get all them shotgun shells, okay, because you're going to need them, okay? This is really interesting to me, I think, because of the fact that there's this new interest in Resident Evil and going back and pulling up the original characters. The card game will release direct to retail with the publisher Gen X Games, doing it, probably predicting a release in Q1 of 2022. So you still got a little bit of a wait for that. In Essen Spiel 2021, designer Jamie Lopez told Dicebreaker that they have been working on this since 2018, and that they wanted to kind of capture the essence of when you sort of pass the controller all around to your friends, which I think is really, really cool. And also every single time that you play the game, it's completely different because you shuffle the deck and then based on what the rooms are, you turn it over. And it follows really the same sort of plot line as the original game. The movie doesn't look so good, but it does have Evan Yorga, who I think will be able to play a really good himbo. Because Leon is my favorite video game himbo of all time, and I love him so much. He's so
He to do with the middle part.
And he has the middle part. He has the mushroom, the 90s.
That was like the Backstreet. What is it? Who's the one in the Backstreet Boys that had that middle part?
They don't have names.
Oh,
no one knows.
I'm
so embarrassed because I think I actually know.
It's Aaron.
Okay.
Don't act like you guys did not listen to Backstreet Boys. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
No, I listened to the Superior in sync.
Whoa, whoa.
If anybody's superior, it's the Spice Girls, okay? Don't even.
Quit playing games with my heart, okay?
Noir is spicy today. You're really
Spice.
You're really spicy.
So when determining who's going to talk about the next story, I think it's going to be me. So let's get into the World of Darkness brand update. So Werewolf, the Apocalypse 5th edition TTRPG, remains in active development. Werewolf the Apocalypse, as they're envisioning it today, is going to be a storytelling game about radical solutions that explore an environmental apocalypse where a range of injustices provoke urgency and violence. To frame this story in the most exciting way possible, while also being respectful to the various cultures portrayed in the game, that means that they're going to take extra time to ensure that it delivers the best experience for everyone. And also saying that Hunter the Reckoning is almost finished with development, so we're expecting a launch window to be announced pretty soon. And what is it about werewolves that it's like, never mind, that's a whole rant that this show's not ready for. I'm just, they're the working man's monster, and I'm getting kind of sick of it. Okay.
More love for the werewolves. That's what we support. More love for werewolves.
That's what we want. Anyway. Vampires ain't got to worry about injustices provoking urgency and violence, but apparently I'm just kidding. Nothing but respect for werewolves. But speaking of nothing but respect, we're going to travel all throughout the multiverse to be told by the person that we respect most what we can expect from Wizards of the Coast. So Bonsai, go ahead and break it down.
All right, hold on. I need to be prepared for this. I have. This is we're in this segment again. I was told last stream I need to have this. So you know that last week we were talking about Minsk and Boo and that whole book that they just surprise delivered, and also the 50th anniversary is coming up, and I was like, maybe it's just gonna be 6th edition, talk about it. But now that I saw that all that release source book of Minsk and Boo describing various parts of the universe and lore, now I'm thinking maybe Planescape, maybe Spelljammers might be, instead of going the fantasy route, we're going to space, baby. That's it. That's the new frontier. That's it. We're going to space. No matter about fantasy, it's about space. So if you guys don't know, they just basically Unearthed Arcana basically released a feature six different plane hopping player races, all the races that follow the new D&D's announced race rules, excluding all the cultural background or background based traits. So hey, just because you are this race doesn't mean that you are have to do the stereotype of this race, kind of thing. They're going with that still, all having the same ability, score increase, and expanding the blanket of humanoid, big quotes, type of tag. So I can go ahead and go down the 6 races that they're talking about. We're going to be astral elves. They're basically elves that have migrated from the Feywilds to the astral plane. One of their cool things is they gain a light flame based cantrip, and they can also swap out 2 proficiencies words every day. So when they would after they meditate, they can be like, boom, I'm going to do something cool, because you know what? Everybody likes to give everything to the elves. Gosh darn it. Some of the cooler other stuff that you got is auto gnomes are smallish gnomish constructs. So think of a gnome-sized warforge.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Auto gnome.
Gnomes. They have natural armor. They get a special die bonus that they can roll with being a construct. They can't be poisoned, diseased, drowned, starved, and suffocated, because they're little tiny warrior buddies that are just little round boys that I love. Also, the best race, in my opinion, are the GIF, which are plane traveling hippo people, space hippos. Classically, there used to be folks that basically hippos with big weapons, but of course, because you can choose to not be a hippo with a big weapon this time, but what you can look forward to is what is it called? They're basically super strong. They get to re-roll their ones on their like strength damage rolls because they have an advantage. So if you roll ones, you can be like, "Ha! I'm a hippo person. Take that." And, and yeah, they just basically have those like re-rolled advantages to ability checks and saving throws. They also have, I'm gonna pronounce this really wrong, Hadozis. I think
Sounds
that's how
right.
you spell. Yeah. They're monkey / flying squirrel people. They have a prehensile feet, and they can like glide. The monkeys that can glide. Also,
That's
there's
cool.
also and this one, Emma, I know this one's gonna be the one you're gonna love. Plasmoids are slime race. You can now play as a gelatinous cube. It's your time. You could do it, Emma. You could be a gelatinous cube.
Why you gotta see me like that?
I thought you said you wanted to play a cube before.
No, you got me. That's what I'm saying. I
Oh,
was looking
okay.
down
I
the
was
list.
like,
I was like, okay. I was like, oh, plasmoids, and then
Emma's been
Then,
exposed.
ooh, am I that transparent?
I mean, if you were an ooze person, you'd be.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say use your slime.
Bang, bang, bang.
Glide. All right. And the last creature is the creen, which is like
Thrycreens. I hate them.
Thrycreen. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. That's a very strong opinion. So spicy. It is very spicy today, Noir. Also,
They know what they did.
So if you want to play an insect race, they can wield extra weapons. They have a bunch of like chameleon catapaces and telepathy. So basically, yeah, if you want to play like Scyther type people, you know, from Pokemon Scyther. Yeah, no.
They can
Okay,
use
fine.
their extra arms to hold light weapons. I hate
All
it.
the weapons.
They could use a great sword and 2 daggers. I hate it.
Are you saying you hate it as a DM?
I hate it as a D. I've hated Thrycreen since 3.5 because they're naturally psionic and they get these extra limbs. And I've had experience with players optimizing these Thrycreens, and it gets obnoxious when you get slashed with the great sword and then stabbed with 2 daggers and then they psychic blast. I hate. I'm sorry. As you
So
were.
you
Does
love
seem
them.
a little OP.
This is like, so if anybody's gonna play with Noir soon, this is just do a whole group of these and just be like, hey,
Personal.
DM, let's go.
If you want to see me throw my keyboard with the strength of Zeus, then yes, please do that.
What do you guys think? Which one is your race that you think would be good for all of these?
I mean,
Like,
yeah, slime. I don't even know. I want to see pictures because some of these things have like the Hadozis seem to be pretty well defined, but like what is the plasmoids a gelatinous cube? Are you a cube? Do you have armor? Do you have weapons? Like I can't even, are you more humanoid? You know, because it's kind of in a sphere of humanoids. Can you hold things? I have so many questions. I guess it can be whatever you want, but
I see this and I immediately want to play a Warforged that's actually 3 autonomes in a trench coat.
okay. Yeah,
I was gonna say, honestly, Noir has really sold the Thrycreens to me. The more he complains about it, the more I'm like, this sounds cool. Also, I love bug people, so
I was gonna say, Isabella's like, this one might be because it's like more of the horror genre in that one.
Yeah,
mine are the gift because I like the round chonkies.
My goal is to become a praying mantis woman, so it's not. It kind of sounds.
I feel sorry for your exes that went to die with them.
Well, that's why you haven't seen him around.
But you can do, I don't know how much background and lore they have, but you could make that work, you know. It's just like
just pray for the current person I'm dating right now.
So with that, this week it seems that the bundle boss has been silenced. You see, the Kickstarter regent discovered the upstart and had them and their entire crew silenced. So let's talk with this Kickstarter region and see what benevolent gifts that they can bestow on us. And pray for mercy that we don't end up like the bundle boss.
Or my exes.
That's right. Doing table take lore now, baby.
That's right. It's me. I am the Kickstarter regent. It's true. Taking my actual real place as queen, as ruler of all of TableTakes. I own all the tables. The first one that I want to start with is a TTRPG called Our Haunt. This one ends Tuesday, November 2nd. I actually played this before. It's really, really awesome. It reminds me a lot of Spiritfarer. If you've played that, it's a video game. It's on Twitch, or no, it's on the Switch. Woo, okay, we're getting there. And also there's this new game called Kena Bridge of Spirits. There's been this sort of rise of like games about death, but not like that. It's sort of a softer version of games about death. I've seen this sort of happening 2020, 2021, where games about sort of helping people pass over has become more popular. If you haven't played Spiritfarer, it's really good. It's very emotional. It's all about sort of helping spirits move on. This one is you play a group of spirits that are inside of a house, and you're all trying to figure out why you're here, what happened to you, and how you can pass on to the next part. You have different sort of character types, and you're helping to build your backstory, and hopefully building a way of sort of letting go and releasing so that you can pass on from being trapped inside of the house. A really sweet game if you're into spooky things, but you don't like gore or horror things or anything like that, but you like ghosts and that spirits and stuff like that. This is kind of a good one. I wore my planchette earrings not on purpose, but now I see the resemblance.
Oh, I see them. Nice.
So this one is really good. It's made by a really incredible team from all over the place, including the Philippines, and a lot of the perks that you get for this game is really cool. The art is really beautiful as well. You can either get the game through itch.io or DriveThruRPG on a PDF file, or you can get a 100-page black and white book as well. There's also options for pins and shirts and prints of the amazing art. And it just looks like a nice chill autumn game or winter game to play with your friends. So check this one out. The last time I played it made me very emotional.
It's super cute.
The other one that I really like is called Flabbergasted, which is ending really soon, Tuesday, October 19th. This is a comedic tabletop RPG set in the Roaring 20s. This one's super cute. I love these. I love these where it's sort of like it's sort of like cosplay. It's like a LARPing thing, you can dress in your old timey clothing and you can come in and say, "Meow, see," and you can do.
I'm sorry, can we get that one more time?
Yeah.
We didn't catch that.
Yeah, we didn't catch it. We didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you never give me life, coppers. One of those. And Edward G. Robinson. And basically, instead of having a GM, you play as, thank you, Marcus. You play as the director. So you set the scene, you can kind of set up kind of just like if you were making a film, you have your actors and you're going through and you give them a set of dilemmas, and you give them a set of like reputation things, and you can set up it's a storytelling collaborative game. So in the 20s where you play like a socialite and you play a traveler, and you guys, it's very rules light where you can kind of just do fun period drama stuff. If you like the 1920s and you like talking like an old timey gangster, see me.
Can we just have the rest of the show be that?
Oh yeah, let's just. Oh, are we all gonna have to do our miser experiment? Hey, Yara, who wears ring-a-ding-ding?
So this one ends Tuesday, October 19th. Grab your friends and your boater hats, and your flapper dresses, and play this one before it ends.
Yeah, hold on. I was just I heard a different than bowler hats. I heard a different word, and I was just giggling to myself, and I was trying to type it.
We're really
I'm not gonna say it.
we're really pushing that all ages tag on this.
Well, you know what is actually that's really, really cool that has 16 days left and ends on spooky, scary Halloween night. Hair of the Dog. Basically, hey, if you ever wanted to play, one, you have like, do you like dogs? Two, have you ever wanted to go to a pub where there's lots of dogs and that you could pet all the dogs and you want that experience? Well, guess what? This is the game for you. It's a takeover a friendly dog pub in your quest to pet the most dog board game. It's 2 to 8 players, light strategy game where you try to compete to pet the most dogs in your friend group. So you and your friends are all these people that are hanging out at a dog bar, and each of you take a different person and have like a little cup filled with like treats and stuff that you were trying to lure the dogs to your table with. So certain dogs you have to like see, each player has to try to figure out what attracts which dog is attracted to what. So like the German Shepherd really likes rope toys. So you got to angle to get yourself a rope toy in your cup so you can lure the German Shepherd over so you can pet it. And
so adorable.
So good. While you're also spending sips in your drinking cup. So if your cup is empty and if a server sees you have an empty cup, they think you're a freeloader that's just wanting to touch all these puppies without buying alcoholic beverages to, host. But yes, so you want to go ahead and keep having your drink full while petting the puppies. But also at the same time, you don't want to get too drunk while doing it because no dogs want to play with a drunk person. That's apparently the big aspect of the game. Don't get wasted. But you also can passively aggressively like mess up your own friends so they don't get to pet as many dogs. This game is just like an absurd party game that like I bet somebody just like at a bar was like, yo, all right, what if we made this into a board game? Like all of us, man, we all know this experience. And also I believe it's a Seattle-based game as well.
I was going to say, Cherry Pick Games are Seattle-based. I heard they're actually doing a thing at Mox to demo their game, and this is the most Seattle thing ever. I don't know if y'all know. Noir probably knows. It's like there is nowhere else has Seattle has more dogs than kids. Yeah. Nowhere has just a dog bar. You go to New York City and it's like, oh, can my dog come in? They're like, what in the bar? Yeah. Like, who are you?
And that's not hyperbole either. There is technically more dogs than there are children in Seattle.
I think there's a 3 to 1 child race. So every 3 dogs, there's 1 child.
And when I first moved here, that was the most shocking thing that I had seen, is that y'all let dogs in the grocery store, in the restaurants, in the bodegas. There are dogs everywhere in the city.
We do let dogs in our bars, but we don't have a dog bar, but we have cat cafes. And it's always bothered me that there aren't puppy cafes or puppy bars specifically. And so this game is going to let me live my dream, but I'm a little bit afraid of this game because it does sound like something where I will get mad at people.
It seems like there's a little bit of a take that if you're passively aggressively like stealing the dog or whatever, you have your eyes on this like adorable Shiba Inu, and then your partner comes over and they like your partner more than they like you, and they won't even give you the time of day. Yeah.
You all just need to also, sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if you keep me from petting a husky, I will hate you to the day I die.
Well, you should also then, if you like that, you should just see the commercial they have. It doesn't really explain the game, but it just like is the best commercial that you could have for this Kickstarter. It's literally they're at a dog bar and they're petting the dogs and they're playing the game in IRL.
Nice.
I don't know what I got to do to get invited to commercials like that. I don't care about the money.
Yeah,
I just want to drink and pet dogs.
Just do a paid gig, or even that. Just buy me the drinks and I'll pet dogs, and you'll like film it. Yeah, that sounds great. We'll play a game. Awesome. I'm in.
I've done worse for a bar tab. Like for like, yeah.
I feel like that's a whole other thing to unlock.
Look, the details of that, none of your business. I'm just saying.
I think, yeah.
Oh, no,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I think like
this is my third time interrupting you. It's your turn.
No. I've been interrupting you. That's why I want to go ahead and make sure you get your voice in. Noir, get your voice in. You got it. You can do it. What were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
Great. This is going great.
No, I just wanted to go ahead. If anything, I think what we need to share is we had a very spicy discussion right before chat about, Willy Wonka.
Okay.
And I feel like we need to share with the rest of these spicy words. This is why Noir is spicy. This is why Isabella is coming in with fighting. This is why. So if you want,
this is not what the people tune in to TableTakes. we're the show, oddly, Noir has done such a good job that we're early, which is wild.
I put my foot on the gas, baby.
First time doing it was so like Wolf Cop, so bad it was very good. And early, but here's the thing: in the chat, if you're excited to watch Timothée Chalamet play Willy Wonka,
don't nobody want to see Timothée Chalamet play Willy Wonka.
Yes, they do.
I was trying to hold it in this whole.
Don't talk about Timothée Chalamet. He's a treasure. He's one of the best actors of our time period. He's done nothing wrong. Okay, he's like a bird that was enchanted by a witch and has now been cursed to live as a human boy. Okay, he's delicate and soft. He has hollow bones. All right, he's done nothing wrong.
He's the middle Pokemon of Michael Cera and Johnny Depp.
Whoa.
We already established that he is the Pikachu, not the Raichu. How dare you? Noir, meet me outside. Let's go.
Oh, there's a poll.
Oh.
There's a poll right now, so you can end this battle with us. But also that means next week. Hey, I know Europe, all you European viewers got to see it. Speaking of Timothée Chalamet, but we didn't get to in the United States. So next week.
I'm very excited to see small little Timothée Chalamet ride a worm. Truly. Truly, 13-year-old Isabella never thought we would have gotten here, but here we are. Somebody's been reading my live journal, my archive of our own, and I'm very excited. He's just so small, that boy. He's like 25 and he weighs like 95 pounds.
Is he 25? Oh, he is 25.
He's
I mean, honestly, Timothée Chalamet doesn't look that different than Atreyu, if you're being honest.
You know what? That explains it. Who didn't have a crush on Atreyu?
I mean,
How-
you're not wrong. You're not
Chat, what you doing? There we go. All right, I evened it out.
He's made of paper and has light devil eyes.
All right, I'm ending this show. I'm ending it before this gets too out of hand.
Right, of course, right.
You want to do the outro? I'll do it.
No, you got it. You got it. I've said everything I need to say.
Yeah, you've said enough, Noir. Okay. Please stay tuned to the rest of our streaming schedule. This isn't the only show that we have for you guys. We have a whole bunch of other shows, including every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is Board Games with the Brothers Murph. They're brothers and they're playing board games. That's great. Every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have This Game Gets Dicey, and Friday, 2 p.m. every single time, rain or shine. What's the post office mantra? Sleet or
neither
snow.
sleet nor snow nor dark of night. I was in the Postman.
Yes.
Don't go quietly into that good night.
Okay.
Beware the dying of the lights.
We will not go quietly into the night. TableTakes will be back again, regardless of what our overlords tell us to do. Please follow us, please subscribe, slap that notification button like this. Yeah, like that, one of those. And if you miss a show, you can always catch our streams on YouTube one day later. If you have a friend who could use just every single week being updated on what's the latest tabletop news, what are the latest games, controversies, scandals, new workers rising up from the ashes of the oligarchy to seize the means of production for themselves, then why don't you just share this out, tweet it out, follow Gen Con on Twitter, so that you'll never miss an episode. And if you want to connect with other Gen Con fans, you can check out our official Discord. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. Thank you so much to Bonsai Da Baby, to Emma, also Da Baby, and to Noir, my favorite stepchild. And
You know her real mom.
Thank you. Also, thank you so much, Marcus, for all the work that you do. Praise be
Marcus.
Savior. Praise
praise
Marcus. Praise be Marcus.
Everything. And hopefully we'll see you guys again next week. Timothy Chalamet is the greatest. Bye.